We have a video to play us into, Bellew of the Week for episode 505. Just before Christmas, Manny Pacquiao had some kind of exhibition. I don't know whether he's fighting a YouTuber or an influencer or a TikToker or something like that. But the ring announcer, I don't know if anybody saw this, Boxfet Gray put it up on his Twitter. The ring announcer was having a great time. Let's have a little look.
Ladies and gentlemen, lovers and fighters, Association,
He's baked.
Mabuhay, and welcome to the 2022 special boxing match between DKU and Manny Pacquiao. A match the whole world is waiting to see. Oh yeah! Let's get it!
You see me says, let's get it. What's he talking about? Another line?
Oh yeah, let's get it.
So, he sounds like me when Matty comes to me for a prediction of two fighters I haven't seen.
I'm telling you, man. He was 2 seconds away from acting like Hulk Hogan on the old snort with fucking Randy Savage in the promos back in the day, man.
You're like a Poundland Sean Gibbons, isn't he?
Oh, exactly. That's who he looked like, didn't he?
You all here for the fucking 2022 special boxing match? It's like, Jesus, they're putting anything on now. Fucking hell.
Okay,
The world was waiting to see.
I would
Rob.
love to know what he was on.
He's living his best life, Andy.
Aye, not many are doing that these days.
Oh, fair play to Mr. Mike Yancey, I believe his name is. Right, let's get on with it then. WBC.
Mike Yancey.
Transgender boxing.
Patsy, I think. Chasing the Patsies, I think that's what he's doing.
WBC are planning a transgender category, including this fella. Looks a bit like Julian Williams, doesn't it, that? In the transgender category, so it's all kicking off. But there's been a few choice comments, not least Andy from the Bomber. He says, listen here, this is now dangerous. There is a reason men and women don't compete against each other in combat sports. This can't continue to go on. If you want to identify as a woman, that's fine. Just don't be doing it as a professional or amateur in the boxing ring. It wasn't just the Bomber. There was other comments thrown in here from Jamie Cox. He said, I don't know how I'm getting critiqued by saying transgenders have no place for our sport or society. Should be a separate island for all of them. Makes me wonder how many you deceiver trannies there are, mental health jobs. And Highfield Boxing, just quickly, Andy jumped in on him. And he said, dangerous to society. It's like saying you're a human but want to be accepted as a kangaroo.
A separate island, so just like the Brits did to the folks out to Australia.
What promotional outfit is Jamie Cox with? Does he know anybody with access to a private island anywhere?
Aye, under the belt promotions. But what was it? Someone actually put the actual question to Suleiman, actually, and the way it read to me, as I was like knee deep in drugs at the time. Basically, it made like these fights would never happen. Like a man and a transgender woman, or whatever it would just simply wouldn't happen.
Yeah, he made it quite clear that they're only fighting each other.
Yeah.
And then everybody jumped on the bandwagon. Tony fucking didn't read the whole tweet anyway. He was straight in, condemning everyone.
Oh, it's deep.
Oh, class. That that island comment though, Andy Man sending him off to Australia.
That's what I thought. But straight away, I'm thinking about the British. Yeah. So I'm thinking about it made sense to me because I think back about it, like all the violence you see going on in Australia these days and at boxing shows and all these fucking arseway. I don't know if anybody's seen there was a soccer game for Matty's want of a word. Fucking fans jumped on the field and hit the goalkeeper with a fucking bucket. Saying to myself, that's the British attitude. That's what we deported over there, by the way. Fucking savages. That's fun. I've also seen Mad Max.
Mad Maxine.
Yeah. All kicking off. Anyway, back to reality, Matty. Here's one for you. Zab Judah is promoting undisputed champion of pleasure, extra safe condoms. Get in there.
Easy well, by the way.
Certainly wasn't going to be Adrian Broner on that box.
They wouldn't have enough room on the box for Adrian Broner.
Good old.
Gonna get my undisputed condoms for my Magnum dong here.
Oh, yeah. Good old AB. Ozzy's not with us, but Dave Allen's back in action again. This will be Porky Heaven. The return of the White Rhino, Dave Allen, against Billy the Kid Pickles for the WBF International Lightweight title.
Billy the Kid Pickles. Look at the size of him, man. Dave Allen's a heavyweight. That Pickles looks like he's a fucking lightweight. Is that who he's fighting, by the way? No,
An
it can't.
absolute
No,
disgrace.
it's gotta be something different fight on the
That's what
card.
you say, man.
They're not fighting each other. They're fighting in separate contests, Andy. Billy the Kid Pickles, I think he's a lightweight, and Dave has lost a lot of weight, but he's not quite down that far yet.
Did he
Platinum
change
Sweet
his
at
name to
Bravo
Billy Pickles, or some poor bunch of sons of bitches been stuck with the familial name of Pickles throughout fucking history?
Oh, I thought it might be Pickles the dog. It's found the
The World
Cup
FA
back
Cup.
in 96. No, there's the World Cup, the Jules
There's
Remy
the World
trophy back in
Cup,
'66.
It's they dropped the ball calling him Billy the Kid, didn't they? They should have called him, when he's a lightweight, they should have called him Lickle Billy Pickles. Baby thing.
Well, he's forcing himself into the scene at 135 if he wins that title. Fight of the year, boxer. They've got Taylor against Cattrall as their fight of the year, Andy. All of our fighters continue to deliver on the grandest of stages in such a relentless sport. Here are your winners. And the fight of the year, Taylor versus Cattrall.
I wouldn't say it was fight of the year, but what I would say it was probably robbery of the year.
Yeah.
And you were all on the WhatsApp when I said it, by the way. I think I shouted it out straight up because they took forever to get the scorecards out, and I said to you guys, he's getting fucking jobbed here. And lo and behold, it was just so obvious. Once you get a decision that's going to take forever to get reported, yeah, you know it's going to go the other way.
Yeah.
Proving once and for all that you know who loses when two Scots fight each other? The sport of boxing.
Aye, well, it's a
Cattrall's
Scotsman
not
in
Scot.
I
English.
don't think Catterall's Scottish there, Matty.
I thought he
He's
was.
from Chorley, isn't he? He's Aussie's neighbour.
He's Aussies,
Aye.
yeah. It's
Is
coming
he?
in your ears.
Aye, he's a country squire.
Absolute
Are
disgrace.
you sure?
Aye,
Yeah.
No, I'm looking this up. I swear to God, he was.
It's fairly well established at this stage,
He
Matty,
is.
that he's not Scottish.
He always kisses my balls, man. He is now.
listen, Matty, we're not like the Irish. We don't claim every cunt that fucking claims ancestry. My great granny's father.
Tony Cascarino.
Aye,
Well, yeah.
John
How about-
Aldridge.
How about this? If Catterall
So-
wins, he could be Scottish, and it will make Taylor fucking English then.
All right, fair enough.
Aidan
It's-
McGeady.
You're trying to say Andre Ward and Earl Spencer are not fucking Irish champions? I mean, what's the matter with you?
He's about as Irish as Muhammad Ali claimed to be, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Here, Andy, there's a good one from Ryan Deal. He said you need Brian Jonathan Butler to talk about the Pickles fight. Oh, dear.
Amazing.
Get the old tune out.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Right, anyway, moving on. A food-based theme. Again, no Aussie here, unfortunately. It's Big John. He's had a New Year's Chinese or 13. Plenty of Chinese for Big John. He's been doing the Instagrams apparently this week, and somebody asked him, have you watched Avatar 2 yet, John? So, all the big questions coming out then, boys. All the big
I
questions.
must
coming out.
admit, Ozzy did his best to do a Big John during New Year or Christmas time, as we all saw in the WhatsApp message. Ozzy's putting a big order in the fucking Chinese, 95 quid order.
Yeah,
Sending
but
us a
Aussie's
picture
order
of
was
it.
for fucking 7 people, man.
Exactly. go for one person. And then he sends us the video where we caps in the end going, Bosh. Bosh. I should have taken a fucking club to his fucking head, man, and boshed it.
Bosh indeed. Have you watched Avatar 2 yet? If you did, Matty, you might have seen this young lady. Looks like something out of Avatar 2, doesn't it? Shannon on the filters.
Yeah, I mean, if you fucking actually saw her on Tinder like that, you might swipe right as opposed to normally.
Catfish, man. Fucking
Be
catfish.
swiping all right. BT Sports, Baturbia versus Yard. The boys aren't looking too well there, Baturbia and Yard. I think they're
Weight drained, eh? Especially Yard, man. Fucking hell. Looks like you said the fucking same thing I had. Fucking hell.
Oh, not too well. One person who's not weight drained is this fella. It's AB. He says, my next fight is Red Catch. I will be champion in my next 2 fights. First, I want Regis Prograis, of course. Get him out of the way, then knock them all out. I got to be undisputed before I'm done, says Adrian Boner. There you
He
are.
is done. Trust me.
AB for ambitious.
Well, to be fair, it's pretty much not disputed that you're a fucking dickhead. So I
He'd
mean,
be absolute bollocks, man. He's washed. I'd be willing to take money off anybody right now over his next couple of fights that he takes an L sometime soon. And Regis Prograde would kick the fuck out of him, man. I'm telling you right now.
I was gonna say, if he somehow gets a gift against fucking Red Catch, and if he makes the weight at 140 miraculously, anyways,
Is
on
that
top of that,
140?
yeah, then
Make
fucking then Prograde would beat the ever loving shit out of that guy. Ever loving shit.
Got a nice set of teeth though, hasn't he, AB?
Aye. Nice set of kids and all.
Into Turkey.
Well,
Anyway, I was at Warrior Low. It was out in force. Pele died during the week, or last week, I think it was. He says, "Rest in peace, the greatest football player of all times. I never knew you, so many fans never did, but you are a hero." And then he tagged in Ray Parler.
Edson Arientes de Nascimento.
Did you see that fucking Parler responded to it and it was like, thanks, I'm still alive, Isaac, by the way.
Oh, good stuff. Huge offer, by the way, on a hair transplant, £1,999. Maximum grafts, 1-day procedure, London, Leeds, Manchester, Romford, Birmingham, Bromley. They are, Andy. Marcus Morrison.
You're asking me if I don't want a hair transplant.
He's getting a needle hair transplant.
I get it, Andy. It's only £2,000, man. Come on.
£2,000. Aye, fucking can't. I'll not be feeling £2,000 after. I can guarantee you that. But I'll tell you what, man. I can remember seeing a video. My mate sent me a video. He was on the plane. And he texts me and he says, "Look, I'm on my way back from Turkey here." And he says, "There's at least 15 or 20 guys on this fucking plane with headbands on." And says, and they're all bleeding at the top of their heads. They've had fucking hair transplants, man. I was reading somewhere. I don't know how real it is. I don't know if it's true or not. But I seen something somewhere. Online, I see if I can find it quickly. But there was Turkey was reporting that they had something like 100,000 blokes go to Turkey to get fucking hair transplants last year alone. I'm like, fuck me, fucking hell, 100,000 guys, man, insecure about their fucking hair. Fuck me, get a life.
In honour of my love for Avni Yildirim, Andy, I should have gone and got a hair transplant in Turkey when I won the Prediction League.
Yeah, true, mate. True. I think Robert would he'll be the next man we're going out shortly.
He's trying to drag me into this. Like, it's not happening. It's still here anyway.
It is, man. I'm telling you.
It's still here.
The camera angles you pose at sometimes, man. You're trying to hide.
Come on, look at it. Hey, right. The listeners, well, look, ball, lads. Come on. We can do an aerial view. Look.
Oh, hang on. Here we are.
Well, here we go. This is
see,
he's growing it out.
See, next time, what you need to do, Steve, is next time Rob shaves the beard, just have him save his beard hair and you can glue it to your head.
I thought Rob was ginger, by the way. That looks black. I'm sure that's a fucking final rug he's got on his head there, by the way.
Got some of that Spanish blood there, Rob? Sneak in.
Well, it would make sense, Matty, if I did.
He's looking well.
Yeah.
Rob.
Yeah, just Rob is washed up on many doorsteps, just the way his ancestors walked up on the seaside.
Right, Connor Ben's been beefing with Javonta Davis. Don't throw stones if you live in a glass house, little man, says Connor. Javonta responded less courteously. Get off them drugs and come holler at me. I'll show a glass house and a glass jaw, you fuck bum. Cold bum at that.
Ooh.
Hey, by the way,
Connor Ben grew up in fucking with heated seats. He's not ready for the smoke of a fucking verbal warfare with a kid from Baltimore, is he? Like Connor Ben.
I'm telling you right now. Fucking Connor Ben needs to go on every single drug he can get his hands on because he will get absolutely fucked up if he fights that fight, by the way. I'm telling you, Gervonta Davis will fucking ruin him. He'll break his jaw again. He'll be like that. Cedric, what was that French boy that he fought?
Cedric Peno.
Cedric Peno, that's the one. Yeah. It'll be worse than that, man. It'll be an absolute embarrassment. And Eddie's fucking cash cow will be fucking doing the drain.
Well, nobody with their right mind would make that fight, Andy. Apart from, of course, Eddie. I love the fight. I love the fight. Why not? Javonta was boxed at 140. I'm sure he doesn't mind fighting up at 147. Conor Ben's going to return either early 2023 or mid 2023.
Who the fuck does Eddie think he is? He's going to make demands at Gervonta Davis, who can fucking sell out any arena that he wants in America right now. He's headlining fucking Showtime cards, pay-per-view events, and Eddie Hearn's going to tell him, "Oh, you need to fight Conor Ben, you have to beat 147. Fuck you, bitch. You'll be doing what you're told. You'll be taking the money. You'll be coming down the weight. That's what will be happening."
I'll tell you what. It's interesting that he's able to tell us when Conor Ben is going to return. When's Eddie going to return? It's been awful quiet, hasn't he?
Oh, he's still trying to get back on Sky, isn't he?
I think he is. Yeah, I think something like that. It's almost like he's after disappearing off the face of the earth over the last few weeks. Evening, Ed. I've noticed he's has anyone else noticed about Edward, by the way? He's dressing a lot younger these days, isn't he? He's wearing Jordans and that, trainers. It's almost like he's trying to look look younger all of a sudden.
Trying to become the Wizard of Oz.
He's at that point in his life, mate, that he's trying to hold on to that bit of youth that he's still got, that he knows it's just eking away. And
holding on to that bit of youth with both hands.
Yeah.
And then momentarily,
like
momentarily, he feels like he's got to push it away, but then he has to pull it right back, and then pushes it away, and then pulls it right back. Very quickly.
Back onto Sky's shorts. I mean, Sky Sports, sorry.
Get a life. Everyone accusing Eddie Hearn of having an affair. Get a life.
Shout out to Ryan Deal. He's going strong. Joe Kennedy alerted me to this one. Teofimo Lopez said, this motherfucker calling out my name, knowing damn well at this, his new signing with Bellew, it's quote-unquote linked with MTK's main guy. So that means anyone that is in cahoots with MTK is blacklisted from the USA and etc. It's up to the WBC to see what's next at this point. Purse bid. And Regis Progro responded and said, how am I blacklisted from the US? My last fight was in LA. Last time I checked, that was a part of the United States. If you don't want to fight, just say that instead of making up bullshit. He is right, Matty. I think the LA is just about part of the United States still, isn't it?
Yeah, as much as many people in this country would like to think that California is not part of our nation, it is. So, yeah, he fought in the United States, about 6 weeks ago. Tio is scared to shit of Prograis is my hunch, and if he's just going to keep running his mouth and making himself look like an ass, you know what, Steve? It's probably better if he runs his mouth and makes himself look like an ass outside of the ring than inside of the ring at this point in time, because dude has got to get his head back.
Yeah, well said. It'd be a good fight, that. I would look forward to that one at least. Matty, here's another one for you, actually. Dominic nominated Barry McGuigan for this one. He's talking about Savannah Marshall against Clarissa Shields. He says, I gave Marshall a chance. I thought she might hurt Shields and possibly drop her. It was another lesson in underestimating the value of fast hands over power. Shields reminded me so much of Sugar Ray Leonard. She never let Marshall get set. She used her speed to unsettle Marshall and dominated throughout. Blah, blah, blah. Sugar Ray Leonard comparison there is getting a Bellew of the Week nomination for Dominic. Matty, what do you say?
That is such a fucking terrible comparison. Such a terrible fucking comparison. The way fucking Sugar Ray moved around the ring, the fluidity of his combinations, fucking, why'd you even ask me, Steve? Like, this doesn't even need comment. This is just like, yeah, this is just stupid, and we should move on. What a fucking asshat.
Pity you didn't think like that before you came up with chicks with digs.
Chicks with wigs?
Oh, sorry. Oh, it's all kicking off. What else have we got here? We've already nominated Don King. Hopefully he doesn't get us a ban next week like he did last time with his shitty video. Let freedom ring for the Ukraine. Don's into his 90s. He's still going strong. And finally, yes, we've cut that clip before, Andy. I think we played it a few weeks ago.
Right, no worries, mate.
Also, this is a cracker coming up here. Do you remember Hayden H-Bomb Wright, Andy?
Yes.
He missed weight by 50 pounds.
I remember him, I'm Australian.
He's back. One of the boys put us in the Nutters group earlier. The last hurrah on the Gold Coast, Australia. Hayden H-Bomb Wright is returning to fight for the old book title.
Yeah.
No, it was a South African title, was it not?
I don't know.
It fucking was. It was an old buck brewery. I'm sure it was South African. But by the way, how fake is that picture? Because you just know there's no belt in the history of boxing that can fit round about that fucker's waist. Look at it. It even looks like it's painted on them.
Poster from Rich Planet.
Fucking Jesus Christ. We should actually, Matty, you should actually have a prediction for that weekend, actually, what weight he comes in at. He's a cruiserweight, is he, no?
Yeah, he's already slimming down.
Fuck, for what, 300 pounds?
For the last hurrah? Fucking, this seems like a pointless time to get into shape.
For the one subtitle. I think it's not the old title.
RIP, once up.
Jesus.
Oh dear. I know that I forgot to cut the David Hay one, or I cut it and didn't upload it. But yeah, for him and the through pull, we mentioned that earlier. That was a good
Oh
match.
my God.
Is that a Bellew of the Week? We should all be celebrating him.
Dude, listen, any man, right? We'll leave the Muslims to the side because they think they need to have, some of them think they need to have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 women over and that, right? But David Hay is the biggest shit artist in the history of this fucking earth, right? He's got the gift of the gab, all that stuff. But anyway, he's been out in a relationship with one of these women for 2 years, and he's somehow managed to talk this other woman and say, listen, you fancy having... No, listen, everybody to themselves. Well, hopefully they're happy and that. But this has got no good in the end coming to it. Like, I'm telling you right fucking now. Right, this is going to end up in
Worth
absolute
it.
tears. No, it's not, mate.
It.
Do you think both of them might be worried that he might cheat on them? But it's not. I wouldn't mind. Like, it's not like just two regular Joe Schmo birds. Like, this is Una Healy from the Saturdays. Is the addition that he got in the transfer window. Don't know if anyone, some of the UK listeners might be as familiar with Una, but she's a bit of a star in Ireland in her own right. She's got a very interesting accent. So she was in a group called the Saturdays, but she's from Tipperary, so she used to pronounce it like the Saturdays.
Tipperary.
Yeah, it's a long way from Tipperary, actually. David Hay in a trouble. He's obviously attracted to the Irish brogue Hay, Una and the Saturdays. So she's retired from the Saturdays now, and she's in a trouble. And she's looking forward. It's their year, she said. She's looking forward to our year, so that she's pictured with the three of them, with his fucking top off him, looking as smug as fuck. He's in the top 5 pound for pound list for me now. Now, you know what I mean? Whatever I said about him as a heavyweight, I take it all back. He's one of the fucking greatest of all time.
As Joe Kennedy says, what Sadist would want a second missus? Me, Steve, have probably got 30 years between us experience in marriage, right? I'm telling you right now, if I want a headache, I'd rather go and fucking face Mike Tyson right now rather than take a second bird on. Right?
Yeah, that's what I said. Fucking imagine having 2 fucking headaches. Jesus Christ. You know what?
Mate, you would need to sit and talk to them as well and cuddle them and all that stuff.
Well, I think he's kind of banking on the two of them talking to each other, but that's going to turn to trouble because they're going to start ganging up on him, and he's going to have no say in the house. He's just going to emasculate the haymaker eventually. Take his braids out.
Rob, I'm listening to the dissenters on this one, and I just get this feeling that they're talking from a place of envy because they don't need 2 hands to count up their sexual partners throughout their life.
Well, no, listen. As an experience, as a guy who's experienced on the trouble scene, I have to fucking share how difficult this is to pull it off, because I pulled it off myself multiple times, but apparently you're supposed to tell both of them about it.
Yeah.
So
yeah. You don't want to show them your phone either.
They're both supposed to be in on it. I didn't know that, but this is the new rules that the Haymaker is setting down for 2023, and I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. Fucking people, live your life the way you want to. You know, if you have campaigns for people to go and fucking live life the way they want to, and who should be judged? Definitely not the Haymaker for the trouble. Anyway, I'm all for this.
David Hayes got like a 12-year-old son. What's he got? And David Hayes said, "I've told my family." What's his 12-year-old son going to be thinking?
I have something to aim for. Life can be.
Legend.
You can be happy in life.
He's going to turn into a wee incel, that one, isn't he?
His stepmom.
No, he's not. He's going to be the reverse of the incel, because he's going to be like, God damn it! You can not only have 1, you can have 2. Fucking, you guys you're out of your fucking mind, Andy. I think you're speaking from a place of envy. What are you talking about? I've been dating a gal since March.
Dating a gal, no less.
Yeah.
I hear she's a real swell gal.
The Dr. FMG says, think of how clean the kitchen is.
In the house.
The homemaker 2.0.
Can you imagine? Every time he turns around, he's got to have a sandwich in front of him.
Look at my Lithgow's comment. He was scoring both level in bed.
He's a great. I fucking tell you what, man. Team Hay from here on in, man. The Haymaker has it, man.
Team toe for life, baby.
I worked with a lassie who was in a polyamorous relationship, baby. Some of the shit she would tell us, man, it was just outrageous. And I was like 10 years past my prime by this point. I'm saying to myself, thank fuck, I'm too old for this now, man.
Danny Glover. I wonder would David Hay, setting the precedent for troubles, encourage any other celebrities in the boxing spotlight to try that approach? You know what I mean? Maybe maybe just have them both in on it. You know what I mean? That could be the answer to all problems presented in the near future.
As Ryan Deal says, we need to get Steve Bunce's take on this. There's no a better expert placed in your panel could tell us.
Speak on this than Steve Bunce.
What I want to see happen is I want to see another boxing throuple happen. And I know that Kel's got his thing going on with Ebbs, but let's see him snatch Sky out from underneath Eddie. And I just did provide me so much amusement.
No, that's Chris. That's what's his name? Chris. What's his name? He's going to do that. He's going to be the man that's going to do that. Chris Glover? No, not Chris Glover.
Oh, unrivaled work.
What's his name? Chris
Lloyd.
Chris Lloyd. That's the one. Does all that research.
Oh, unrivaled work.
There we go.
Maybe Orlando. Let's not go there. Yusuf Mackey. No,
Dog pound.
You don't want to go down that rabbit hole. Right, let's go.
I think it's up of that rabbit hole, Steve.
Oh dear. Anyway, quick recap then. I know, in fact, has anybody got any nominations first of all before we do our recap? Andy, starting with you.
Yeah, as you know, I've missed a few weeks and that, so I don't know. Maybe these are old ones, but Teofimo Lopez is on Twitter early January. All those jokers lined up with the mob ties in my sport, all for what? For security, for paper that the white men print. The pandemic or the plandemic sure had it you all shook. My skin is thick, the rest is halfway crooks. He's listening to Eminem by the sounds of it. Teofimo is linked with the God ties. Fuck with you and you gone. You know. Hashtag. I mean, yeah. You leave that one for saying
makes a lot of reasonable points if you ask me, Steve.
The pandemic being one of them.
It's time to start asking yourself some questions.
One for the WBC. I seen Rodney Berman for South Africa, the South African promoter, tweeting out that Kevin Larenya against Riyad Merah for Belgium has now been allocated as a final eliminator for the WBC Bridgerweight title. I tweeted them saying, a final eliminator? Why? The fucking title's vacant. Just fucking fight. Rivas is retired, isn't he? And one that I don't know, I maybe brought this one up, but I kind of mind. Remember, Regis Prograis was going absolutely off his tits after his last fight. I deposited my check last Monday while I was in LA. Today, the bank emailed me to say the check had bounced because of insufficient funds. Somebody better find out what's going on before I fucking flip out.
He got paid, Andy, apparently.
He get paid, all right.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
It was over $1 million, actually, so thank fuck. That's all I've got, Steve.
Good stuff. Matty, any from you, please?
No, I was gonna do that TO one, but you guys got me on it, so
lovely stuff. And Rob, anything from you?
Oh yeah. Maddie is to blame for this. Poor old Danny Swift Garcia. 15 hours ago on Twitter, my first time betting today, and I won a parlay. Andrade, Villa, Ennis, and Davis. And he's posted his betting receipts now. So fucking Maddie's funny. Maddie Swift Garcia Maddie Swift Leonardo is after turning Danny Swift Garcia into a degenerate gambler.
What kind of odds was he getting on that? Like,
he's not a degenerate yet, Rob.
Fucking bet 5 to get 1. Jesus
Rob,
Christ.
He's not a degenerate yet. He's not betting for the draw in any fight shit, mate.
Pussy.
And then Dave Lee, shout out to Dave Lee for breaking this news exclusively while we're on air. The Big John UK tour has been announced with something like 15 dates in all kinds of exotic locations like Southampton, Plymouth, Norwich, Basildon, Exeter, Nottingham, Romford, Gloucester and Hull. So get your tickets soon for the Big John UK tour. He's pointing at a picture of a cocktail glass on the poster, and it just has Bosch loads in the background. So get your tickets. I'm not sure how much the price. Dave hasn't enlightened us on what the cost of these tickets are now for the Big John UK tour, but I'm on board. I wonder will he go
to Scotland though? Good Chinese restaurants up here.
Is he going to Scotland?
He's going to Scotland.
No, he's not checked it. No.
No Wales. Oh, there's a bit of Wales. Is there no Wales either? It's
no
English
Ireland.
tour, basically.
No,
nothing. See that? He argues that. But there's xenophobia going on there, I think.
Bogus UK tour there for Big John. I wonder will he go head to head with the other Big John on any of his tours? He's unlikely to be on a tour, isn't he, Big John Fury?
It was like the time Billy Collins did his tour of Scotland. They actually called it the World Tour of Scotland.
Oh, and while we're on the Big John, we might as well get to the fucking son, Tommy Fury. Like, for fuck's sake, would you just retire?
You should shut up.
Retire, man. Retire. You don't just come out and say you don't fancy it against Jake Paul. The minerals have gone, and you don't fancy it. First, we had him knowing that he's facing sanctions and can't go to the US, he went and he brought a cameraman with him to try and board the plane into the US and was refused after signing to fight Jake Paul. So couldn't fight Jake Paul. Then what's he do in his next fight? He has an exhibition back, misses weight. The opponent can't get paid. They kick him out of the hotel and he fights somebody in a glorified spar. And then Jake Paul calls his bluff and says, right, I'll come to Manchester. We'll do it February 18th. What does he say? I'm not getting paid enough money. You want to pay YouTubers more than £1 million, and I'm a boxer, so I want more money. So what I'll do is I'll fight you for free. Now I'm not interested in the money now. It means nothing. We come to the UK and I'll fight you for free. And I think he said like next week or something, come and fight next. So just piss off, man, will you? Oh, and also at the fight last night, Philadelphia rapper Meek Mill.
Yeah, what's going on there?
Well, he was getting all a bit hyped up about his boy Tank, and he was cheering for Tank. I think he might have been a little bit laid off the Duce because he was getting very aggressive in the crowd, and he was shouting out that the knockout was coming. And Gary Russell Jr., known for being a hater of most more successful fighters than him, was chirping back at him in the crowd, saying that it was going the distance. And the two of them got into an exchange where Meek Mill said, "I'll sock you for real," and then tried to get to Gary Russell Jr., not knowing that he was a fucking pro fighter as well, by the way. So the guy Wallow...
Is that Gary's one fight of the year now, then?
Yeah, I think so. Well, it didn't even quite happen because Wallow from the $1 Million a Game podcast, I think he got in the way and diffused the situation, but it actually stopped the fight momentarily, didn't it? So fucking led to a delay in the action. So Meek Mill, and by the way, if you can search out on Twitter, I should have clipped it, some footage of Meek Mill doing boxing training. He might want to think twice about fucking saying to pro fighters that he's going to sock him for real. But maybe he felt safe with the fucking 150 security that were around him, you know, that way.
I think there was too much Henny on the go there last night, but it sounds it.
There's a little bit of tug passing that play, Andy. I think you could be right, dude.
Fucking walking up to pro fighters. I'll fuck you up. Aye, right, okay. I told you a story about that flyweight boxer back in the day in the pub, and he was getting all the shitty abuse, and he's just, you know, when the wee guys fucking hit you, man, you know. And this guy didn't even fucking blink. He just hit him with a right hand, one shot, and down he went. This guy thought he was a big man. Fucking, you know, I'll fucking knock you out. You're washed up. You're not a fucking fighter.
Remember the young guy?
Remember the see it coming?
Remember the young guy that fucking approached Rocky Lockridge outside the fucking liquor store?
Yeah.
He ended up fucking horizontal. Yeah, it's not the best plan, man.
Yeah, fucking Jesus, man.
As Ryan Deal says, imagine you start a fight on a Russell brother and suddenly there's 9 of them.
You just walk up, you're like, Gary Russell, I want to beat your ass.
Yeah.
There's Gary Russell.
Step away, Gary.
Gary.
Oh, dear. Right. Let's have a quick rundown then. So we had the guy from the Pacquiao, what was he, Mike Yancey. Good start from him on the video. We had the transgender boxing and all the associated nonsense after that. We had the undisputed condoms with Zab Judah. We had Billy Pickles and Dave Allen not fighting each other. We had Fight of the Year. We had the John Fisher, Sharon Courtney, bit of boshing going on there. We had the Slim Down Baturbia versus Yard. We had AB calling out Pro Grey. We had Isaac Warrior Low calling out the Romford Pele. We had Marcus Morrison with his hair transplant. Javonta Davis and Connor Ben going at it on social media. Eddie getting involved as well. Teofimo Lopez and Rougarou. That's Regis Prograis. We had Barry McGuigan comparing Savannah Marshall, or Clarissa Shields rather, to Sugar Ray Leonard. We had the Don King card. And we had Hayden H-Bomb Wright with the last hurrah. The old book title is on the line. A reasonable week this week, Andy. Who are you going for?
Well, I really like the fact that Eddie's trying to kind of talk Tank Davis the A side up to 147. Conor Ben will do what he's told. You know, he'll take that fight. Trust me. At 147, 154, fucking whatever weight, it's just not going to happen. But I really want to get to Isaac Lowe for adding in fucking Ray Parlour, man. What the fuck is he all about, man? I sent Steve another link for Isaac Lowe, but it's going to get kept on to next week, so we'll leave that for then. So we could maybe see Isaac Lowe having 2 awards within the space of a fortnight. So I'm going to go for Isaac Lowe, mate.
Yeah, it's a toss-up between Isaac Lowe for
R.I.P. Pelly.
And tagging in Ray Parlour and Hayden H-Bomb Wright for the old book title. Who are you going for this week, Matty?
Oh, I kind of want to go with the Don King fight poster. I don't even know if we put that one in for the fucking belly, but I
Fucking
yeah.
dot matrix printer.
I don't even think there's a Ukrainian in there. It like what the fuck's going on? I don't know, but yeah, I'm going with that one.
Yep, yeah, that's a Don King fight poster from Matty. Who are you going for, Rob?
Well, Maddie said, I don't think there's a Ukrainian in there. He sounded like those far-right protesters that are huddling outside the buses for the poor lads coming over to Ireland at the moment. I quite want...
They're all Syrians with a fucking paint job.
Oh, fuck. I missed me fucking golden nomination. The one I wanted to nominate was fucking... not Mrs. Kelly for a change, future Mrs. Tank Davis, in her fucking retracted statement that she made about calling 911 too hastily in an emotional situation. I don't know if anyone saw the fucking pictures that Gervonta posted to Instagram, but there were him posing in the mirror, taking a photo in the mirror with his shirt all ripped, and writing on the mirror that looked like hater at the start, but when you look closer, it said cheater and slut. And then in the next frame on his since deleted Instagram story, he posted a picture of his 2 toothbrushes.
Yeah, with shit on them.
With shit on them. So a woman scorned and all, Tank. Got to keep it in the pants, baby. You can't be having shit on the toothbrush, baby. So the missus is getting off on whoever fucking put the shit on Gervonta Davis's fucking toothbrush is getting a nomination. Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, good stuff. Gervonta Davis with the shit on the toothbrush from Rob, and Guido versus Tavern poster from Matty, but it is in fact the Romford Pele himself, and also Isaac Warriorlo for their double act this week. You are the Bellew of the Week for episode 505.